So I have the privilege of doing a little bit of work on this white Rotary bronze embossed anniversary edition. And the work I need to do is actually for the motor. So this machine came in a cabinet with these two-prong Chicago style plugs, I think, on the controller. And of course this one is a Bakelite two-piece one, but all the rest of them are just in terrible shape, not salvageable. That one is marginal. That was on this motor, and I carefully took it off and replaced it with this because it was bare and broken. I've rewired. This is the original motor from the machine that's matching bronze. It's got the conical drive tire and the fixed bracket for the motor, which is what the conical drive tire is for. You have to adjust the drive tire, slide it out to touch the wheel. So this is the older style of drive design that White had, and they replaced it pretty quickly after this machine came out with their new motor that has the sprung bracket and a square drive tire. The mounting screws are the same on this machine for the motor. They didn't change the machine at all. They just did a small redesign on the motor. So unfortunately this cover is got different anchor points, so I couldn't do a clever replacement of moving this Kenmore style block onto the original motor. But I am gonna switch so that this machine can be used. I'm gonna take this entire slightly newer style black motor off of a Franklin branded machine and use that for the drive motor on this anniversary white. That'll keep the old motor with the conical drive and the remains of the old plugs and the remains of the old cabinet all in order without destroying what's left of that. But it'll make this machine usable for sewing and using a modern plug. And the square drive with the spring on it is a much nicer drive system because you don't have to adjust the tire. It just has the spring to give you good tension. So that is the plan for this machine. I'm gonna just take a minute to swap this and then return it. But like I said, that is my plan for dealing with these crunchy old plugs that you can't get, and a system for fixing this machine up without having to, say, drill extra holes in the original motor case or to get the spring bracket on, or having to figure out how to get a conical drive tire, which is another thing. The conical drive tires aren't really available, so I usually have to buy a big fat one of these square ones and then just cut it to a cone shape, which is a lot of work and not worth doing if you can just make a quick motor swap and then leave the restoration up to somebody who maybe wants to do a full restoration instead of. The goal for this machine is to be able to sew with it and enjoy it for a while until perhaps later it moves on to a home or gets a restoration done. So if I hold the old motor up, you can see how the conical tire has to slide out on the shaft to get contact here, and then there's the two mounting holes from the original motor. And those two mounting holes are the same mounting holes that were used for the new updated bracket. Again, White just redesigned the motor and bracket. The one difference on machines is when they updated this bracket design, that's also when they switched to all motorized machines. And so there were a couple of ways that they made this new style work. They redesigned the hand wheel and eliminated the pulley groove for the hand wheel. And then some machines that had this older style hand wheel, they would drill the mounting bracket holes for the motor out a little further, but yeah, this is holding that pulley out. This pulley is the drive pulley is designed that it can stick out like this to grip on the side of the wheel with this motor style. So you can see dimensionally the old motor shaft is still kind of in the same spot, and this pulley is also designed to slide out on the old motor. But that is the switch I'm going to make for this machine to get it, like I said, in service for the customer or in service for somebody to enjoy and use, and then they'll have all the parts to do a restoration later if they want. As you can see, with the other motor fitted, I can get this machine to drive really nicely, and then it'll be usable, like I said, until the decision to actually do a restoration with the original motor and original wires are. But for now, it can use the 723 style Kenmore 3-blade plug and work really nice.